Is it gonna work, or does it actually need to be on the ground? Nope, it's working! What am I looking at? Oh, here we go! Oh, it's giving me Prismarine! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the worst mod pack ever! It's FTB Inferno. So, you might be wondering, why is this the worst mod pack ever? And what does that have to do with the title of today's video? Well, the reason why this is the worst mod pack ever is because I thought we were nearing the end game to get all of these, so that way I could get like this Infinity Catalyst, which I just need to get for the Sword of the Cosmos, and also a few other things, so that way we can take on the final boss. But just one of these Infinity Catalysts takes all of these singularities right here. Now, it only takes one of each, so that's not as big of a problem. And in fact, the rest of these things around here aren't even a problem. The problem for each of these is these super dense plates right here. So over here, I decided to try setting up an automation for that. I have this entangle block entangled to our compressor where all those things are required. So we got all those things already in recipes and ready to go. So if I were to go ahead and then grab, say, a gold one. Let's go ahead and click just one. 81 gold for just one super dense plate. Bear in mind, for any singularity, I need 8. So if we go down to that, 648 of each of these for one Infinity Catalyst. Now, I want you all to bear something in mind. For all the Infinity Catalysts I'm going to, at the very minimum, need for this, I'm gonna at least need 19. If we go ahead and then put in 152, which is about 8 times 19, we then get 11,000 with a remainder of 843, so about 12,000. And gold is one of the only ones I actually have enough for even one. We need a better resource generation. So, what we're gonna be doing is going to involve us being in the end. What we're going to need to do is we're going to need to build ourselves a new machine called the Excavator. Now I need this to be in one chunk. I don't want the tooltips, I want the chunks. It might be better to try this part over here. Okay, yeah, there we go. So this should be good. So now what I'm going to need to do is I'm just going to need to go ahead and put the steel block right here, and then a scaffolding right here, and then we go out like this. Then we just gotta keep doing that, but this time go out by 5 and then go up like that 3 times, and then make a little one up here in the center like that. Then after that, in the middle points of all of these, and also in the corners, I don't know why I didn't just do the corners on my way around, but then there we go. The first part of this is completed. The central part right here actually needed to be a block of steel. So there we go. Now we got that part ready. So then after that, we're just going to need to start building the rest of this main body, because for some reason, this machine right here is actually kind of a bolty part structure. Now, luckily for me, the middle parts of these are actually going to line up perfectly. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the middle ones here first. That way we can kind of get an idea as to where I'm supposed to put these things. Because while I know what I need, it's a little bit annoying to try and figure everything else out. So then after that, I'm pretty sure just underneath both of those will go more steel scaffolding, which I put away. Why, in my right mind, I try to put the things away ever? Oh my goodness, I'm so stupid. Okay, but then after that, most of the rest of this should just be some of the steel, what's this called? Yeah, the steel sheet metal. Now for right now, both of those are even. So I really just need to decide which direction I want this to go. I'm gonna go like it in this direction. So then we can go ahead and then put steel sheet metal like this. Then we're gonna wanna go ahead and put these radiator blocks right here, another steel sheet metal right here, and then, yeah, the redstone engineering block here, and then another radiator block there. That should be this side done. Yeah, that's this side completely done. So then around back over to here, we'll just have another heavy engineering block right there. And then the rest of that can just be some more of this steel sheet right here. There we go. After that, we should just have the left side of it, which is, So if I were to just put this here, now the rest of this is just the sheet metal. Neat. So with that, that should be correct. So now I will know once I go ahead and then give this thing a wee little bonk right here. And yes, there we go. Our excavator is completed. I mean, I also didn't want to build this yet either because, like, I do have a building gadget, which is gonna allow me to be able to copy and paste this thing. So that way, we can actually go ahead and, oh, right, because they're two separate halves. Oh, that is so weird. Okay, but now we can go ahead and put that part back there. And then I want to go ahead and copy and paste this thing with my copy paste gadget. That way, if we need to make more of these, we can go ahead and do so. So for those of you who don't actually know how the copy paste gadget works, if I go ahead, clear this, and then right click here, my first position will be there. And then the second position, shift right click it. And then this whole area is now copied. So now, if I were to go ahead and then get rid of these support blocks right here, and then we go ahead, shift right click this in the air, confirm, now the area is copied without there being the need for those things there. That is good. So now I can paste this again wherever I so wish. And I can also actually go ahead and open the material list for what's in here right now. Ooh. Okay, so I'm actually only missing one more light engineer's block and 2 more radiator blocks if I want to make another one of these. That's neat. But hopefully we shouldn't need to make one for those for right now, as hopefully I can fit in multiple things within one chunk. So there is actually one more thing we need to do in this chunk before we can actually try to start this thing. And that is to make sure what kind of deposit we're actually looking at. Because the deposits work in a very weird way, and that's how this thing's gonna go, where it will have a certain types of things inside the chunk that this thing will then be able to get. So if I go ahead and right click this coarse sample drill, that's then gonna go ahead and dig inside of here. And then it's going to give me a sample. So that should have gotten out. So now we can go ahead and grab this right here. And yeah, there isn't anything here. That was to be expected. So there is no ores here. What do we do to fix that? Well, if we go ahead and head back over to our quest book, we can see right here, there is yet another thing here for us. Oh, and if I built this thing, I would have already got an ender chest. So I didn't need to make my ender chest before. Crap. Well, that's fine. But right here, we have ourselves a little ritual. What this ritual will do is it's going to actually put ore deposits here for us. And the central block, as you can see right here, is what depicts those. Now, this isn't going to say that these blocks are the only things that are going to be generated, but these 8 right here, these are all ones that I actually am going to need for the generations. And I don't know if any of these deposits that it has with byproducts will include diamond, which is one of my most necessary ones. So I'm going to gather up these materials, and then we're going to make a basic one.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alrighty, I should have everything I need, and I decided to go ahead and do emerald, so that way we could go ahead and test this baby out. So, if we go ahead and dig out a little hole right here, I don't know if I do have to dig or not, but at least this way, it'll just look better. So, then we can go ahead and put our crying obsidian like this. Holy crap, it is bright! Dude! I did not know that that would be so bright. Okay, but then we can go ahead and put all these here together, and then I should just have to right-click this. The blocks have been consumed into the land. Okay. So now, if I go ahead and right-click this again, here we go. This should encompass the whole chunk. So once this thing comes back up, so many buttons are being pressed at once. Okay. And then I go ahead and grab this. Ooh. Dude! Burl. Is it gonna work, or does it actually need to be on the ground? Nope, it's working! What am I looking at? Oh, here we go! Oh, it's giving me Prismarine! It's giving me a bunch of garbage! Okay. Mayhaps I should stop this for a quick moment. Good thing I just got cobblestone. So then we can go ahead and just plop this baby right here. And oh, it ran out of power real fast. Okay, so this is going to yield more than just the one thing. I knew that much. And also I might not have enough power. I'm going to need to go ahead and grab the rest of these, which should be about 8, unless any of these overlap with one another, which then I can reduce that. So I'm going to need at least 8 more of these. Well, at most 8 more of these. And I'm gonna need to do the ritual a couple more times. Okay, this is good though.
3 hours later.
Alrighty, this took me forever, but here they are. Oh my goodness. So I managed to get the ones that would give me ones for the singularities. But unfortunately, it seems like that there are a couple that I will not be able to get from this generation. And that is unfortunately going to be Diamond and Lapis. However, Diamond does come from some ancient debris, which we can get from one of these as long as we smelt it in a foundry. So that one's not a total loss. But the Lapis, on the other hand, I'm most likely going to have to find another way to get Lapis. That should be relatively fine. So, yeah. So, we've got ourselves here a bunch of these things, and you might be wondering, can you even power all of these? No. No, I can't actually. So, I did some experiments with them, and I discovered I can only have one going at a time without me having problems. I can have 2 going at one time. However, if we head on back home, you'll see another problem. So if we come back over to here, you'll see, say right here, we have our self-power from the same network going into all of these things. We also have power going into our ME system. Now bear in mind, I added a few more alternators while I was off screen. Just a few more. And each of these things, each one of them produces 360 FE a tick. So it's like, with all these together, it's a good bit. But we also have power going into our arc furnace and also all of our automated engineers workbenches and our crushers. But those ones are only on need. Technically, all these are only on need. But it's like, whenever we have 2 going, and then say some ores come over from the bees, then we start having a problem with this thing. And then we start losing our power. So, while we do have the things that work, we're gonna need to get some more power. And I gotta be honest, I don't think that my system can handle any more alternators. I do have more, I just didn't hook them up because it's like, I'm pretty sure I'm maxed out, or at the very least close to it. Between that and every other thing that's spinning on this, I really don't want to risk it as of yet. But no more talking, time for demonstration of our new setup. So, since this one is the farthest away, this should clearly be the best one for the job. So, as you can see right here with the normal thing, it spins into the ground and then gathers up ores and a bunch of different substances. Now the fun thing about this one is the quartz one that I put into place. That one also comes with gold. So I was actually able to mitigate the copper one, which would also give me straight gold because copper comes with iron. So I tried to mitigate the ones as much as possible from duplicates if I needed to, but at the same time, the gold ones for the nether do just give me nuggets, so if I do end up needing to make another one of these, it's going to be after I can fully power these guys. So, but yeah, no, so they go along this conveyor belt, which I can interact with, so yeah, I need to be very careful that I don't get anywhere near it. And then they'll go into a chest of some kind. I intend to do a kind of ender chest kind of thing. But this way, I was actually going to be able to gather up all the materials here first to know which different ones I would get. And unfortunately, that does not include lapis. I was hoping I would be able to get that one at least, but guess lapis and the diamond are going to be the hard children. So you know what I just noticed? Turns out none of these other ones actually will come with nickel, and I'm not getting any of that. Now, nickel was one of the ones that I could have used inside of here. I just didn't. I completely forgot the nickel one. Well, that should be fine for right now. I mean, I still have yet to put these all into a sort of storage system, and then I'm also going to need to process all of those. Those of which I'm going to do another time. So do you like this video? Good. Then be sure to check out our last video where we made our very first creative item. Bye-bye!